this because I know you're counting to 5 days just before the inauguration. Law enforcement officials say we face an unprecedented threat of violent extremism from other Americans. Police from across the country are joining more than 20,000 National Guard troops to protect our nation's capital, while the FBI tracks suspects from last week's deadly assault on Congress. Jeff Begay's is watching this massive security operation in Washington. Jeff, good morning to you. Massive is the word.
Yeah, I was going to use that same word because it's so apropos in terms of describing what is happening here behind me. You see this armed National Guard presence, and really that's the image that sticks in your mind, but also blocking this major intersection, this huge truck. They call this a 5-ton truck, and you can see why. And across D.C., you are seeing military hardware like all of this as security ramps up.
So I just encourage you to be vigilant.
Last night, Vice President Pence thanked some of the National Guard members protecting the Capitol and vowed a peaceful transfer of power.
And we're going to deliver to the American people a safe inauguration. We're going to swear in a new president, a new vice president. We're going to move our nation forward, okay?
Just over half an hour earlier, Pence participated in a briefing with leaders involved in securing a safe inauguration, where FBI Director Christopher Wray warned of ongoing threats.
So anybody who plots or attempts violence in the coming week should count on a visit.
The FBI has so far arrested more than 100 rioters from last week's deadly assault and identified over 200 suspects.
That entire building is filled with treasonous traitors.
Yes, sir!
Death is the only remedy for what's in that building.
Including Peter Steger, charged with civil disorder for beating a Capitol police officer with a flagpole as he was dragged down the Capitol steps. That D.C. police officer, Mike Fanone, self-deployed to the scene. He spoke with our affiliate in Washington, WUSA.
I remember thinking, like, at the moment that I got outside, like, holy like, there's a lot of goddamn people here.
A photo from overhead shows Fanone face down on the ground, a rioter holding a police baton over his neck.
Guys were, like, grabbing gear off my vest. I remember guys chanting, like, kill him with his own gun.
In another area of the riot, investigators say Robert Sanford, a retired Pennsylvania firefighter, threw what appeared to be a fire extinguisher that hit 3 officers in the head. He was also arrested on Thursday. So was Kevin Seafried, who was carrying a Confederate flag through the Capitol. CBS News has learned of an FBI memo warning the violent breach on January 6 very likely will serve as a significant driver of violence in the coming days. Lawmakers like Michigan's Peter Meyer are even purchasing body armor to protect themselves.
It's sad that we have to get to that point, but our expectation is that someone may try to kill us.
This is not an issue that's going away today, after the inauguration, or next week.
NYPD's Deputy Commissioner for Intelligence and Counterterrorism, John Miller, says the threats are far from over.
Those groups will return to the various places they came from and try to figure out how to pick up this fight, if not in the nation's capital, on the steps of their state capitals.
Heightened security here on the streets of D.C. Also in the skies, the airlines are limiting some of the seats to and from D.C. and also banning firearms in some checked bags. Heightened security everywhere, Anthony.
All right, Jeff, thank you.